Hi, I want to share a story with you of a conversation I had with a client recently. She was thinking of transitioning from the classroom to her own business, and she exclaimed out of frustration, I am just a teacher. And she was frustrated that she couldn't figure out how to parlay her skills into her own business. And as you might imagine, I had some ideas for her. I am David Zahn, the teacher's business mentor, and I want to discuss with you some of what I've uncovered in terms of what prevents teachers from leaving their current career and pursuing their own entrepreneurial ventures. First off, sometimes they're unsure of what to do, how their skills are applicable in an environment other than education. And then from all the vast skills that they may possess and where they could potentially see a future business for themselves, they're uncertain of how do they go about choosing the right business. And so the advice I give them and the advice I'll share with you now is really four parts. The first is, what is it that you are passionate about? Because you're going to be doing this for a long time, every day potentially, for a good number of years. So, what is it that really lights a fire within you? The second thing, and very much related often to the first, but not always, is what are you competent or good at? For instance, some of us may have a passion for certain pursuits, but it's at best a hobby. We're not especially good at it. We want to be sure that you are passionate about something and that you do have the requisite knowledge or skills to do well in that particular endeavor. The third thing is to think about, where is there a need in the marketplace? Do you have an idea, a service, or a product that improves upon the way things are currently done and that the market is clamoring for? Do you have a new or different way to accomplish something that would generate interest within the market? And the fourth, and sometimes overlooked, is, can you, will you receive appropriate compensation or remuneration for your efforts? And most of the time, we default to that being monetary, but it doesn't have to be exclusively or even include money at all. What is the reward that you seek to gain, and is it sufficient for the work or effort you need to put into this in order to make it a success? Other things that often prevent teachers from making the move into their own business is that they adapt or adopt a certain persona, thinking that this is the right way to do things. And so I've given somewhat cute names to the different personas that I often engage or interact with when speaking with teachers who are thinking about leaving education and starting a business. The first one is what I refer to as Rachel Rush. This is the person that perceives that they're going to be missing out on something. They're forever jumping from one task to another, building lots of lists, tracking the amount of energy and effort that they put into this effort, but they don't speak in terms of outcomes. Rather, they are focused on doing a lot of activity, but it doesn't generate any kind of result. Please, if you are identifying yourself as a Rachel Rush kind of person, slow down, take it incrementally, start with one or two things, and then build upon that incrementally. A second persona that I often interact with is what I refer to as Felicia Feefear. This is a person who doesn't believe what they have to offer is of value. So they are forever minimizing or discounting the worth, the value, the ability to help others in whatever it is that they are providing, the product or the service. So they immediately negotiate with themselves before they ever speak to a prospect or a customer, and they downplay just how good or worthwhile their particular contribution is, the product or the service. This is someone who's afraid to ask for what they truly are worth, and so they are starting already from a deficit, and it makes it really hard to be successful if you're already beginning with a fear of asking for what you truly are able to contribute. The third one is what I refer to as Earl Exact. This is the person that believes it has to be perfect. They are not ready to release the product. They're not going to make an offer to provide a service until they are absolutely confident that they have crossed every T and dotted every I. The reality is, business does not work that way. It is forever evolving and changing. And so you're going to have to be very adaptable. You must look at it as progressive performance over postponed perfection. If you're forever waiting for perfection, it's not going to happen because you're always playing defense against what was, not what is, and certainly not what will be. The last point I want to bring to your attention is that this is something that can be accomplished with the help of a guide or a mentor. Don't think you have to do this by yourself. I know very often in education, we would tell our students, keep your eyes on your own paper, don't look over at what your peer is doing. In business, it doesn't work that way. You are better by virtue of asking your customers, your suppliers, your colleagues, anyone what they think, how they could improve upon what you're providing, and getting the best thinking into your business. Would certainly welcome the opportunity to discuss this further with you and hope we have the occasion to do so shortly. Thank you for listening.